Krsm! Are you ready for news on a World War II veteran?
Info on the latest PAL competition.
And the behind the scenes of a Mission Impossible movie.
All this and more coming up
on
Krsm. And this is Krsm.
Good morning, Krsm. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Kyle.
And this is Krsm. It's Wednesday,
February 7th,
2018.
rotation 6.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Are you going to this year's DC trip? We have a departure meeting on March 20th at 6 p.m. Details will follow.
Our homeroom lip sync battle competition begins today at lunch. Will you present your homeroom and bring it? Here's ASB with all the details.
Hey Krsm, I'm Shayna.
And I'm Molly.
And we're from ASB.
The schedule for the lip sync battle is as follows.
February 7th, Kaufman versus Alt, Hall versus Gould, Amorato versus Armstrong, Boss versus Gomez, Gentry versus Leopard, Chavez versus Corboy, Mrs. Fallman versus Trevino, Murphy versus Gerardo, Baranian versus Churchill, and Kane versus Mahindrakar.
Students, please be in the theater no later than 12:20 at lunch.
Good luck. Now back to Studio A.
AJ is ready in Studio B with a look at entertainment news.
Hey RSM, I'm AJ with your entertainment news for today. Wednesday, Tom Cruise and Paramount Pictures released a behind-the-scenes look at the movie Mission Impossible Fallout. One of the scenes included Tom Cruise risking his life on a helicopter for a scene. On his Instagram, he said he always has wanted to do a scene just like this one. In other news, the Nintendo Switch has sold over 900,000 copies in France, which makes it the country's fastest-selling console. That's all for today. Now back to Studio A.
SpaceX's newest rocket, the Falcon Heavy, successfully launched yesterday just after school got out. The rocket is said to be the most powerful rocket in the world and has a new special technology. The Falcon Heavy had boosters that would land themselves after they disconnected from the rocket. On the rocket's first test flight, it managed to have a successful takeoff, and the rocket is now headed for Mars. More importantly, however, the rocket's two side boosters landed themselves successfully on their pad shortly after launch. Sadly, the middle core did not land on its drone pad, crashing into the water at 300 miles per hour, a few hundred feet from the pad, damaging two of the drone pad's engines. Elon Musk, the CEO of SpaceX, said there was just a minor hiccup in the otherwise successful launch.
John Ken Po, rock, paper, scissors, Rochambeau. All three phrases for the same game. Homerooms, make sure to practice before your own tournament. You'll have 1 week.
Did you qualify for the limo luncheon for the fall fundraiser? The date will be February 27th. Stay tuned for the list and permission slip. See Mr. Mendelson for questions.
February is Black History Month, and we would like to occasionally showcase individuals who have made the difference in Black history. Today, we meet World War II veteran David Gilmour. Caution, some war images may be disturbing.
To me, D-Day was every day waiting for the call to land. So D-Day was not just D-Day, one day. There were thousands of boats on the English Channel waiting for the call to move. We waited for days for we got our call to land on Normandy Beach. And the anxiety of waiting was something else. And I don't remember how many days I waited, but I know that my face was, from the salt water, had literally turned white just from the salt water on the boat. And it took me about a couple of months for my skin turned back to being black. Yeah, and for the salt had already peeled away more or less my skin. By the time we arrived to put the guns in place there, the beach was secure. But the first thing I did was pick up the dead soldiers that was killed around the beach and brought them and put them on the truck. It wasn't so much as a job, it was a duty to do. And I remember getting on the truck, putting the dead soldiers in the truck, and then shipping them off to the morgue. That wasn't a very pleasant experience to have. Then you begin, at that point in life, as a young kid, then, to respect life. Because you could have been on that beach, you could have been one of them, who'd been shot and killed. After the war was over, what's interesting, that having fought all the way through France into Germany, I couldn't come back home. When I got down to the port, the sergeant says to me, "Oh, you're black. You can't come back on the ship with us." So I had to stay in Glasgow another 30 days until they get a small boat, all black, and go back home. How do you feel? How do you think? Still being very young, it hurt. I mean, I cried, and I was longing to come home, see my mother and father, my brother. And I was denied because of my race and color by the very country I grew up and born, who said you can't come home with white troops. And a lot of our soldiers came back with hate, I never carried that back to America, hate. What I carried back was to make life better in my life and for others. And maybe that's what really kept me going, to get back to America and hopefully do something positive. And luckily I did have a chance to do that. Luckily I lived long enough and still surviving even today at 82 years to see most of that happening that I fought so hard for to make it happen.
It's time for trivia. This week, our category is state capitals. We give you the state, you buzz in with the capital city. Our contestants today are from the homerooms of Mr. Trevino and Mr. Roach. Aaron is our host. Let's do this.
Hey RSM, I'm Aaron, your trivia host for today. When I turn to you, please say your name, homeroom, and your favorite capital. Hi, you are?
Raiden from Roach.
What's your homeroom? Oh, what's your favorite capital?
Alabama.
Hi, what's your name?
I'm Hannah from Trevino, and I like Honolulu, Hawaii.
Now let's get this battle started. What is the capital city of Colorado?
Denver.
That's correct, you win trivia for today. Now back to Studio A.
Thanks, Aaron, and congratulations to Mr. Roach's homeroom.
Be ready
Responsible
and respectful, RSM.
and make today your masterpiece. Happy birthday!